All right. Welcome to Capital Culture. I'm your host, Christopher Wheeler, and today we have an important one. And I say that because this comes at a very timely manner. This gentleman is rising in the industry. But before we get into that, if you've been enjoying the interviews, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now, let's get back to it. Some would say he is the hottest in the city. Yes, that's right. We are sitting down with a rapper from Orton Park. That is right. We are here with DOPEBOYDQ. I appreciate you rolling through, brother. We're gonna have a great interview. There's a lot of ways I could start this interview because you've been so active in the last year in the music industry, and I appreciate that, and I think the city needs that as we know what's going on, and we're gonna cover all of it. But before we start, let's just start off with a simple question. Who is DOPEBOYDQ?
Orton Park, yo. Orton Park, Orton Park made me still.
Born and raised there, eh?
Yeah, I'm just like an artist, real shit. Every day is just music. Every day is just music, That's the focus.
How do you think life from Orton Park shaped how you create your music today?
It shaped it,
because it's so bouncy and it's you rap at such a high caliber, and that's my next question. It's like, maybe I'll ask you that. You kind of started 2 years ago, and you started at such a high caliber. How did you just enter into the game with the lyricism that you operate with? It's very...
Yeah, I won't lie. I started dropping 2 years ago, but I've been going to studios for maybe 6 years now, since I was in grade 9. I was going to the studio, I'll just make 1-2 songs, and then I'm not thinking they're gonna sound good, and then they end up sounding good. So I want to go back and do more, right? The more you go to the studio, the better you're gonna get every time, if you're consistent with it.
Were you good at in English class growing up? As a younger,
Yeah, I was decent, so I'd get 80s. And
yeah, because you can hear it in your, you can rap, there's a difference between okay, let's see, you obviously know who Joe Budden is. He's a lyricist, an old guy in the game. He can rap good, crazy, but he doesn't sound good most of the time, some of the time. So I think it's so crucial for lyricists like you to also sometimes simplify the lyrics a little bit and make it sound good. And I was going over your YouTube yesterday. I said you went 9 for 11. You didn't, that's a pretty good score, man. Your quality is so high. So I want to get back to, you started going to the studio in grade 9, but you didn't drop for some time. Why did you not drop? Because you wanted to keep improving? Who was helping you foster your talent when you were starting out?
It was more the reason why I didn't drop is because I didn't know if that was my sound. I started off, I was doing melodic shit, auto-tune, And it sounded decent, I did a couple songs with auto-tune, without auto-tune, I didn't know where my sound was yet, right? I just wanted to, and I didn't have I don't know, the confidence, or I didn't think it could actually do this, you know what I mean?
Do you remember the day you got that confidence? Do you remember that day?
Yeah, it was the day I went to the studio and I made Back in Blood and Off the Net. I made those 2 tracks in the same day. When I wrote those 2 songs in the same night, the night before I went to the studio.
So you prepped a little bit before you went in.
Yeah, I always do that.
I like to hear that, and that shows, because look how good your music is. A lot of rappers be punching in, and it's hit or miss.
It is hit or miss when you punch in, but it's I was punching too, but it's just the vibe. The vibe is the most important thing. If I'm going to the studio, we're paying money, right? We're paying $50-$60 an hour. We're paying 2 bills, 3 bills, 4 bills.
For the whole session.
Yeah, for the whole session.
And then to mix it.
Yeah, you're paying more money, mix and master. You're paying for beats also, So it's I don't want to I'm not wasting no time. I'm not wasting no money,
You're very conscious of everything, and that's interesting. Now, you said the vibe has to be right in the studio. What's the vibe? What is the vibe being right for you at the studio? Have girls, bitches, or you just have the mandem, or is it just you and an engineer and I gotta focus, bro?
It depends. It depends what I have to do that day. I could be really busy. I won't go to the studio for 2 weeks straight, right? But then lyrics
life
stuff like this,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Or video shoots, or certain other stuff.
Would you say you're organized?
Yeah, super organized. Super. I can't if shit's not organized, I can't function. My mind, I have to make sure everything's organized. So I always let's say those 2 weeks I don't go to the studio, I'll have like 4, maybe 5 tracks written up. So it depends what type of tracks. If there's super like serious tracks, like you'll hear the more serious tracks on like the mixtapes and shit, you know? If it's tracks like that, I might go just me and the engineer and 1, 2 of the mandem, you know? But if it's like, I have one track and I booked a 4-hour session, I'll bring keys, I'll bring J-Sav, we might do a punch-in track.
So you have, when it's go time, all right, when I want to have a little bit more fun and maybe I'm making a single, bring the mandem, blunts, yada yada.
And if I have a track for the girls, then the girls are gonna pop out, you know?
No, true. I will say, I don't know if we've heard that yet. I don't know if we've, did we have?
You haven't, honestly, actually, I have one track called The Dawn.
Okay.
With my 2 homies, Enzo and Mobster.
Yeah.
And it's more of like a yachty, like, cause my homie Enzo, he makes like dancehall type music, right? He's Jamaican, he makes dancehall music. It's more of like dancehall type of vibe, you know? But that track didn't really do big. It was just...
So you got to feed that. Well, you know what's working right now, but I think like I remember you saying in an interview before, you said you want to gain some momentum, drop a bunch of singles, and then I'm going to focus on a mixtape again. And like maybe within that mixtape, you have 1 or 2 songs you experiment with. And that's just my 2 cents, not. But like
that's usually what I do. Like I have 4 mixtapes. I always put like the experimental tracks in the mixtapes, you know?
Fuck it, talk to me about Eastbound, because that's one of my favorite. Whose idea was it to use the Biggie Smalls sample? That shit. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I probably played that song about 150 times in the last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes I gotta check myself. I'm like, whoa, it's 10 a.m. I gotta be on my drill shit. But like, man, like, talk to me about the making of that track, and then I wanna cover something about that track.
So basically, I found a beat. So Broski Keys, right? When I first started rapping, he was kind of like, he was more doing his thing. Like because I wasn't really rapping. He was shooting vids, dropping bare vids, you know? So I was looking to him for like guidance to like follow behind his footsteps to like, you know, maneuver with the music shit. But
sorry, you're the feature on you went in too, you know? Like honestly, when the feature comes in, I'm like, fuck, but yo, you did it, you did your thing, you know?
Literally.
And then it came back to you, which it was smart. Like the way you structure your songs.
The reason why I wanted to do it like that is because we made a track before Eastbound. We knew we were gonna shoot a vid because he just got out the bin. He just did 2 years, you know.
Welcome home.
And we wanted to, like, basically like a welcome home track. Like Keys is back. You guys know Keys is back. And he's gonna start doing his solo thing, you know. But we made a track. It wasn't really hidden. We were kind of like we didn't want to force doing a mid track, you know. So I found the beat. I'm like, fuck it, bro. He's like, yo, I'm going to the stew. I found the beat. I'm like, all right, I brought the engineer to my crib. I recorded my verse. I sent the stems to the engineer at the studio. So when he got there, he recorded his verse, the engineer mixed it, and then we shot the vid next week, you know?
So what I want to talk to you about this track is it came out at a very particular time. And honestly, if you really paid attention to when it came out, 3 other tracks came out. And the other 2 authors of these tracks were people that had already established. One had a song with Drake, one is signed to Sony Music. The first track that was released, shout out Smiley, he's doing his thing. He did 10,000, I think 10,000. Pressa did 11,000 in 4 or 5 days. You were at 31,000. Were you peeping that?
Yeah, I was peeping that for sure. The last time I had a track that went that mod was Attack. And Attack, that was like 8-9 months ago. Attack has my most views right now, like 150 on YouTube.
That beat switch at the back?
The beat switch is, that's
it's nasty. It's fucking nasty. It's fucking nasty, dude.
But honestly, it's always the tracks that you don't, for me personally, it's always the tracks that I don't think are gonna go, are always the ones that go. Like, I didn't really think Eastbound was gonna.
Whoa, that's concerning to hear,
but
bro.
The reason why is because like I'm super critical of like my music, you know. If there's one word where I feel like, oh fuck, I could have said that better, I feel like it throws off the whole track. But then I'll see like 10 people send it to me, and that's their favorite part. You know what I mean?
Fuck, man. It's, yeah. I'd start quoting some lyrics, but I don't want us to get demonetized, you know? Okay, man, first of all, Jay, I'll wrap that up with saying congratulations. I know you didn't run ads on the back end of yours. All of that 35,000 was...
The only promos I don't even really do promos like that no more, because I'm not gonna lie, promos are like...
Yeah.
They don't really like...
Because the YouTube algorithm is gonna fuck with you or it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
Or like if it's good, it's good.
I feel like the best promo you could get right now is TikTok promo.
Okay, yo, everyone listen up, young artists at home that's looking up to this guy, yo. You heard it here first.
TikTok promo, TikTok.
But yeah, no, congratulations, because the thing is I was monitoring it. And then if you look on day 7 and 6, the label kicked in, Pressa jumped to 150. And then Smiley, I'm not sure about, but yo, big fan of Smiley, you know? And then I'm gonna ask you another dicey question too, you know? I'm gonna let you clarify. There's 2 more dicey questions, and then we're gonna get out of this hot seat, as we call it. Something about a missing Rolex. Do you wanna clear that up?
Oh yeah.
I'll let you run with that.
So, I'm not gonna lie, there's not much to say because I don't really know nothing, you know, but
okay.
I wake up and like a couple, like 2 or 3 people send me something and they're like, this is cap, right? I'm like, why are you even asking me? Like, this is cap, right? I've never seen that watch personally. I think that's a fake watch. Whatever watch that was, I think that's a fake watch. I never seen it personally. And if I did see that watch, I wouldn't wear it because it looks foo.
Okay.
And, just a story that like went with it too, like they're saying certain people took it. I don't even know. No one.
Yeah. We keep it PG, but I just wanted to give you the chance to, you know, clarify. This one, you can pass on this one. I did some digging on Reddit. You can just say pass. If you wanna address it, you can. If not, this is the last. We'll say tough question. We'll get you out of the hot seat. Girl problems. Do you want to? Apparently had a little girl problem in the past year or 2. Am I reading that? And then, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. The man.
No, but what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
You might have got crossed by a girl on Reddit. That's what I read.
Oh, I don't.
No. Okay. All right. We moving it on. We moving it on.
They said you got backdoor.
Yeah.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
That's what they said. They said that?
I didn't say it. He said it.
Shit.
Truth, non-truth, or we can pass. We can keep pushing. We can push it. We can keep it pushing.
It's not true because every single girl out there knows.
Okay.
Like, it would not be a good idea. Like,
okay, no, I hear you right here.
That's all. It wouldn't be a good idea.
Journalistically, I had to ask. Yusuf takes out of the hot seat. He did great. That was amazing. Now let's get to a little bit of maybe a little bit of a controversial topic, but I think people want to hear you talk on it, because you obviously saw the rap scene between 2015 and 2019 in Toronto. It was popping.
Yes.
And you were observing it because you haven't jumped in yet. What's your take on it from 2015 to 2019, between 2019 and now? How's it shifted? The easier way to ask is, what's your overtake on the music scene in Toronto right now? I
super fuck with like Toronto music, right? I feel like just because it's my city, right? So if you're from Toronto, you make good music, I'll fuck with it, right? But I think from 2015, you said, to 19, it was like, those are like the historic moments, you know? Smoke Dog, Moji, Casper, like, you know? All these guys were dropping those hits those times, but I feel like I don't know, as the time went on, the violence got more like, I don't know, like easier. Like it's just happening.
Desensitized. People are. It's all good. Yo, we'll edit it out. You got a girl. Oh no, wait. It's actually the owner of the studio, Yusuf. Go ahead.
What was I saying though? I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about the overall scene, and you were saying, you were talking about the overall scene, and then I'm very curious to see how the point of this question is to see how you want to navigate. As opposed to how you saw, because you're right, the violence became so desensitized. We got so used to it. Everybody got locked up. Go ahead.
It's like, even like, aside from the rappers, like young kids, you know, a lot of young kids are getting caught up. Like it's crazy. But like, I feel like the rappers, because I've seen this with myself personally too, and it's like, it's not really good. Like the rappers are probably like, they don't see themselves as big as they really are, you know? They like, they belittle themselves a little bit. They don't know they're this
worth.
big, and like, this could happen at any time, at any place, you know?
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
I feel like now, obviously, like, I don't wish jail on nobody, right? Everyone who's in jail, free them. A lot of people going to jail, like, it opened more, like, eyes to our shit, you know? But it's like, if those guys freed up, like, I wouldn't be mad, like, free everybody who's in jail, but like,
Do you have a song with Doovie, but did you make a video for it yet?
We didn't make no video.
A lot of people online wanting a video for that song. I just wanted to throw that at you.
We're gonna do a video, but
obviously free Doovie kind of deal.
Yeah.
But no, 100%. I understand what you're saying. Now, I have 3 more questions, and then we're gonna move into the next segment. But what would you say? Because you've been, I say you're rapping the best out of Toronto the last 6 months, hands down. I'm confidently saying that in terms of drill and just rap, though. Like, holy smokes, I haven't heard. I was talking to my manager yesterday. It was kind of like, I was like, hey, so name 2 people that rap like DQ in Toronto since 2015. We came up 2 names: The Crook and Bugs. Bugs I think you're a little quicker than Bugs, but in terms of wordplay, those were the only really 2 that I could think of. And then early Pressa with 100 bars. Like that guy Pressa was really spitting it in the early days. So my question is, what do you think you need to do to take you to that next level, to, let's say, the Pressa, Smiley, and breaking over the border? Even, let's say, Casper's doing his thing. You know, the top tier. What do you think you need to do to get you there?
I would say make more like industry type hits, you know what I mean? Less like drill, even though the drill goes mad, like you seen like K-Flock get so big off drill, but like that's more their scene, because he's in New York, right? That's what New York's all about.
Absolutely.
New York music's all about drill right now, right? But Toronto's more like, I feel like Toronto is more like a melodic city when it comes to music. Like the melodic people are mostly the ones at the top, right? Well, you see, like, Smiley doesn't really do melodic shit.
Yeah, but I think it's just to the point. I think you're very close to hitting the hammer on the head here. It's just like, I think Drake said it the best. It's like, if you can take your drill and simplify it to make it almost radio appropriate. Because you hear Drake on all the tracks. He's spitting there is some bars there for the Mandem, but it's still sweet. It's still sweet too, you know?
You have to make it super like relatable for everybody. Yeah. You could say like some drill shit, but like if you simplify it to the point where like anybody could relate to it, that's what will hit, you know? Yeah. Like you can relate to it, it hits different for them when they're listening to your song.
Like I think the recent song with Thug, he's like, she got a perk in her Burke, you know? Like it's just a fun little got that perk line in for the Mandem, you know? They got the Burke line for the girls. It's just finding that like perfect balance.
Sweet spot,
Absolutely. Now, the camera's there. I'm going to leave you with a message to your fans, but I'll make you answer this last question. Why should people care about Dope Boy DQ going forward in 2023 and into 2024? And then end off with a message to your fans.
So I'll say the reason why, there's plenty of reasons, but the biggest reason why is because like we're literally like the most hated. Like it's hard, like when you're the most hated, it's hard to like do your thing, because it's like you're getting like blackballed in a way. Like these people won't do something with you because they're friends with those guys. They don't want to piss off those guys, you know? And like it's just weird, you know? But we're still like doing our thing. We're still pushing through, you know what I mean? Like we have way more like obstacles and barriers to go through to like get certain shit done that other artists wouldn't have to do, you know? And I just feel like the way we work and the way we're putting in the work and the time and the consistency, it's worth it to like take a listen, you know what I mean?
Listen.
They didn't listen.
I want to jump in here. I just remembered something. What could the fans expect? We got just singles on singles for the next 6 months, or we got tape coming? I just want to nail you down to
management. Like, honestly, there's big things coming. Like, what they want is what's coming.
Okay.
Basically, like, management. Like,
okay.
Whatever they want,
quality
whatever you guys want is coming. Just trust me, it's coming.
So you're listening to the comments and seeing that you're reading the temperature.
Because me personally, I hate it if, like, my favorite artist knows what we want and they're not giving it to us. You know what I mean? So I always want to do it. And
Fair enough. Well, with that, that was Christopher Wheeler with DOPEBOYDQ. We have another segment called Wheeler or Dealer, and we're going to jump into that. But he has a lot coming this year, as you can see. We will see you in the next episode of Capital Culture. And remember, please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.